Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. So I did have some new cards sitting there for a bit, and I haven't had time to really go through them. And I was going to get an emotion from the emotional deck, and then this, I don't forget what it's called, Star Seed Oracle or something. And it's like, use me. So I got one word, and it is, I'm sorry, one card. Weight of the world goes into boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Uh, I was just looking for one emotion, but three came out. We have worried, annoyed, and blocked. So, probably going to say a lot of contradicting things in this message. I already feel it. It's given it's given the idea of, you know, like a lot of people in the spiritual walk, and not even just limited to spiritual, anything we can look at, religion, we can look at just good people in general, really there to help everyone, you know, acts of service, and it makes them feel good. And it's that effort that, hey, I want to help people. But at what point do we take a chance to uh, stop putting all of our energy into that and actually take care of ourselves first, or look at ourself that needs help? How often do we do that? Probably never. My body's still moving, I'm still functioning, I'm not sick, I can be out there helping other people. And we may think that that is our MO. Like, hey, this is my mission, this is what I'm good at, it makes me happy. But there's uh, putting all of this worry of what's going on in everybody else's experience or their life or their struggles, which some of it's horrible. I'm not taking that away. We have to have an open mind with this. But at what point do we take care of ourselves? What happens if we die tomorrow? Uh, I mean, obviously things will be different, but what about you? And this weight of the world, whether on a larger scale or just a smaller scale of friends, family, coworkers, relationship, or just the random people that we see in the streets or the stores, and we pick up their energy, or we're concerned of them, or the children that we may see being raised by poor parents, or all these different situations, and wanting to help or wanting them just to see the truth or how they can help themselves, and we're carrying that. Oh, we are worried about them. We want them to see it differently, or to have a different experience, or for it all to get better. And I what just kind of came up there was touching on, uh, it's not our job in a way that it defeats the purpose of their purpose, which can be hard to stomach at times. But let's just look at somebody that is really disgruntled, a negative Nancy, if we will. And if we just came in and told them, hey, it's great, everything's great, and they just flicked that light switch and everything was great, they wouldn't have learned how to get out of that. They wouldn't have learned how they were perceiving things and how they can change it. And then they can magically start crying and seeing that they were doing this all to themselves. The same thing with that insecurity. If I got into a relationship with someone and I just pacified their insecurity, like I just gave them what they needed to bypass that insecurity. Uh, that's disservice to their wound and how they could heal it. There was another word there that came up that I lost, but if we have the ability to see into the people and see their wound or see their struggle, and we just walk around it or placate it or bypass it or allow it to be what it is, people please the situation, uh, they're always going to be in that wound. And I'm not sure if it's leading with this, but it's something to think about, that there's a different angle to this than just making it all better, or taking all of this mess and putting it on our plate and says, I'll do it myself. I'll take care of it. I'll clean it up. You don't have to worry about it. You just keep doing you in whatever experience and staying in that space. This blocked and annoyed are like, why aren't things changing in my life? Why am I still in this experience? Why do I struggle with this? I don't really know where we're at, but it feels like we're picking up energy, whether consciously or not, and we're putting it on our plate. Are we constantly thinking about other people all the time versus ourselves and our situation? Are we able to turn that off? Are we able to turn off the external and really focus just on us and our situation? Or, and during that reflection, are we going to a place where we're reflecting on the interaction with the people, but it's more about them than us? Uh, where is all this energy going? And at what point can we stop uh, helping so much and focus on ourselves, which might be like this wall that's built inside that's like, no, that's unacceptable. I want to be a good person. I want to help, which that's great. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if we don't help ourselves first, what can we do? We're not even as useful as we could be if we were healed or helping ourselves first before helping the others. And uh, all this energy is going to the wrong source at a time. With these boundaries, uh, I know I talked about a lot of different things there, but we could just look at it in a very basic sense. Maybe that's what I should do more often, of just people calling you for help, or someone to talk to with their problems, emotion, trauma dumping, or emotion dumping, or whatever it's called. And you're always there to listen, and you're always helpful. But uh, if you're picking that up and you're carrying that for hours or days afterwards, thinking about that person, that's not yours to carry. But we're doing it and we're not even knowing we're doing it. Or maybe we want to stop, but we can't. We don't know how. Uh, there's this fight inside, I feel, of if I do that, or if I build boundaries, if I respect myself, it makes me a bad person. And if we really reflect on, well, how did we get here in the first place? Because someone told you you were a bad person unless you gave me what benefited me. We may not see it that way, or may not understood it because people took advantage of it. And they continuously do because it's an open target. It's an easy target. And we are stuck in this place of thinking we're just a good person. So maybe we get annoyed with ourselves, like, damn it, I shouldn't have said I would help with that, or I shouldn't have done that, or I fell for it again. I got stuck in here. Uh, it is boundaries in a physical sense, not like physically a wall, but with interacting with other people, whether we know them or not, as well as uh, inside, energetically, creating these boundaries, cleansing, removing. If we're picking up energies and we don't even know it, and we're having these roller coaster of emotions, we need to learn how to cleanse, remove, or allow that energy to pass through versus carrying it. Uh, Turning the dial back onto us to focus, to get us to a grounded space, to get us where we want to be or need to be, to better serve the people that we want to help in the end anyway. Uh, I will read what the book here says. Uh, Reading it on camera takes me back to elementary school, I guess. Here we go. Weight of the world. Boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. You don't need to carry it all. You're no good to anyone if you're running on empty and bogged down by the weight of the world. This card is a reminder to look after your own well-being before anyone else's, to stop carrying the world's problems on your shoulders, to put on your own oxygen mask first. In these changing times, it's hard not to feel overwhelmed by the state of the planet. However, you can't take on its problems from a place of energetic depletion. This card is thanking you for caring so much. You want to build a better world and ease the road for others, and that's incredible. But the way you've been doing so is likely unsustainable. This isn't to say you should switch off to the world's problems and become unconscious. Rather, it's a call to establish clear boundaries so you're not consistently taken out energetically. The planet needs you to be healthy both physically and emotionally. So instead of digesting the news or reaching for your phone as soon as you wake up, show up first to a nourishing place such as meditation, soul inquiry, deep breathing, or exercising in nature. Once you're in a state of grace and your inner well is full, you can face the day, the state of the world, and care of others. And at the day's end, take an energetic shower by emptying out anything that's not yours to carry. You can pick it up again the next morning if you so choose, but give yourself time and space to rejuvenate and rest. Inquiry. What are you carrying that isn't even yours? Uh, so that touched on a good bit of stuff I already spoke about, but there was one thing in here. Da, da, da. Just it obviously it really depends on where you're at in your experience and what you may be doing. It did touch on that inquiry about what am I carrying that isn't mine, and we may not even know. That's the tough part, and this is where pulling back a bit is going to open that door for reflection. It's not like if this is a new thing to us, it's not like we can just go sit down for 20 minutes and it's all going to come to us and we're going to fix it and it's going to be voila. We're going to need a bit to remove ourselves. And that might be a really difficult thing to do. If we really want to, I feel like we want to go somewhere or we want to experience something. We want to bring something into our experience. Uh, we want to be somewhere. It doesn't have to be physical, but like internally, we have a goal. And to get there, we're going to need to pull back from whatever this is connected to. And that might be really difficult. And as I was saying before, I felt there was like a lot of resistance on if I pull back, it changes how I see myself or how I perceive other people see me. And some people are going to be upset with that. And those that are upset with that are the ones that were benefiting off of it in the first place. And that's a tough thing to understand because then we might feel taken advantage of or used at the same token. While we thought we were really trying to be a good person and doing the right thing, and it made us feel good. But who's really there supporting it? How often do they lend a hand or reach out? Or is it just to check up on you? Or is the first thing or the second thing out of their mouth, can you help me with this? So through this process, these boundaries, and going back to that energetic boundaries, if that's something that does happen to you, whether you're aware of it or beginning to learn that, hey, this really isn't my energy that I'm carrying, uh, it's something that's really important to work on because it will uh, debilitate you in a lot of different ways. You'll make decisions based upon it that aren't for you because it's not your energy to start with. We already talked about a lot, but we'll pull a couple cards here just to see what else. So we got the Three of Wands reversed. Impatience. And this is going with this annoyed and blocked. This whatever this goal or this experience that we've been working towards or want to work towards, and it just hasn't surfaced. It hasn't come. Could also look at going into this healing experience as like, hey, I'm going to take a half hour or a day and it's all going to make sense and I'm going to be out of here. No, it doesn't work that way, sadly. Depending on what all this is connected to, you're really going to have to pull back, especially if it is with people in your life that, if the people in your life that were benefiting off of it and you need to pull back from that, and you, depending on how long they've been in your life, it may take a bit of time to make it all make sense, and that's going to be difficult. This is a choice. If you want to move forward in healing something, uh, if you don't make that choice, eventually something's going to happen that it's going to get, a tower moment of some sort to really force us into that experience. but it is a conscious choice that, hey, I'm struggling with this, or I want to get somewhere X, Y, or Z in my life. And I know that everything I've tried out here in the physical hasn't been working. So I'm going to go inside. I'm going to change it in here to allow the mirror to reflect my external of my vibration. A Queen of Swords, informed decisions. This is really looking at our thoughts on how we perceive things. I just did a message on uh, going through this reflection. Any belief we have is our truth, and we believe that to be true. It doesn't even have to be true, but if I believe it, it's true. And through this healing process, I'm going to gain new beliefs, and I'm going to see things differently, and I'm going to make decisions differently through this process. It doesn't mean that everybody's a horrible person. I feel like in the very beginning, I talked about, people with their wounds or their insecurities, as we all do, not singling anyone out here, but uh, seeing that maybe is going to allow us to make those decisions differently instead of placating the wound for them or the insecurity, and instead respecting us and our boundaries instead of dropping them down and pleasing their wound is a completely different look and walk of life. The Hierophant, belief, what we perceived for so long, will be changing, and in a good way, not in a bad way. This is, I truly feel, our strongest experience, what we believe. It is the result of our experience. Whatever I hold in here, it's going to mirror out. It's going to be my external. If everything horrible constantly happens to me, I'm going to have that proof. If everything great happens to me, I'm going to have that proof. And it's not just so easy to just say the affirmations every day and I'm going to magically be okay. There's normally something attached to that belief inside that made that in the first place. Kind of like I think in the beginning or somewhere in the middle, I mentioned about uh, in the beginning of you have to, if you do this for me, you get praise or admiration or love, and this is what good people do. But what if the person that put that in your head in the first place was not such a great person, and they benefited off of it, and they were molding you to best suit their needs? And instead, we walked that for our entire life, and we continuously had that seated inside of us, unknown. It was underneath this table inside of us, and we thought we were just being a good person. This is what good people do. But in reality, that was still seated in there as a lower vibration or a wound, if we will. And we just constantly attract people that exploited that. And we never really got to meet that match of what that good person is that we perceived we were, to actually receive or experience what that exchange looks like. And the only exchange we ever knew was the exploiters or the takers. Page of Wands reversed. Recklessness. We can view the through this process, there's going to be a lot of uncomfortableness with the boundaries building, with after we've put them up to continuously support them, hold them in place. And we're going to learn some things about ourselves that aren't so great. We're going to learn some things about other people that aren't so great. And we may want to act in certain ways and feel certain ways. Just it's going to be a lot of ups and downs and all overs. Definitely take some time, have some compassion for yourself. We're changing something we've been working out of our whole life, and a perception of ourselves and others our whole life, and of the situation, the world, the general, the everything. It's a lot to go through here, and we just want it over with real quick. We want to get to the finish line. Ace of Pentacles reversed, missed opportunities. This is underneath impatience. We're looking at time as being wasted. We could also, through this experience, reflect a lot on the past, and so how we wasted time putting others first, making decisions to benefit them and not ourselves. How by doing so, we screwed ourselves out of happiness or joy, and we made it happen for them instead. Uh, Word resentment came up. Not sure if that's something we'll feel or carry at the time, but this is going to suck to hear, but at the end of the day, we did it to ourselves. We chose because we were working out of that wound. We didn't know any better, but we made that choice and people took advantage of it. It doesn't make it okay that they did that, but we were in a wounded space and we didn't have those boundaries. We didn't have that self respect, self worth. We didn't understand yet, but we did. We allowed it. We said, yeah, I'll put you first and I'll come last. Uh, that wasn't our fault at the time what we were doing, but that's what happened. And people see that and they take advantage of that. And it does suck. And I want to cry right now. But it is how it goes, sadly. Magician reversed, trickery. I'm sure there's a lot of manipulation through this process. Uh, we have to remember that uh, if we are a wound, we carry a wound. That's our vibrational. That's our vibration. Sorry, and we can only meet the match, the equal. So I'm gonna seek out people that are that wound, that would exploit that wound, that are gonna show me that wound. That's the point. Excuse me. When we get into these difficult situations or these toxic situations, whether with friends, family, work, or living situations, society, whatever it's connected to, it's there to show me my wound. And if I don't see it, I get into another situation or relationship that does it again. And eventually I'm going to see it. It's going to be so hard that I can't see it, and I'm going to do something with it then. And that is healing it. Moving forward, and through that process, I I can finally build these boundaries, these walls, this self-respect, this self-worth. I can withhold that up, and those energies can't come in anymore. They don't. I'm not a match to it anymore. uh, we would have met a lot of manipulative people through this experience that would have exploited the wound, and whatever we carry through that, whether it's deep shame or guilt, or another emotion that was connected to it in the first place when this all started back when we were younger, uh, we covered that up with the behavior, with the people pleasing or the accommodating, the placating, the satisfying of their wound for our wound. It's funny how that works out. But through this, we will be uh, healing our wound, not placating their wound anymore, and walking away from these energies. We got one last card here, Spirit. Five of Pentacles, hardship. This is where we may see ourselves or have seen ourselves constantly, as I said before, putting uh, the other individual in front or their wound in front while damaging us or holding ourselves back, putting ourselves last. I'll be the last one to eat. There's not much left. Everybody's already had seconds. I've been in the kitchen all day. However we look at it. I cleaned the house. Everybody come in and relax. Uh, Going after their dreams and goals, uh, to see them happy in the aspect that maybe they'll return something to me and it doesn't, but they got what they needed or wanted, and I'm out here. There's a lot of could be anger and frustration through this, but also a bit of sadness through the idea of abandonment and rejection, uh, it not coming back. That there was no full circle. It was their circle, not your circle. You weren't in the circle. You helped build the circle to keep it moving for them, sadly. And this is a painful experience. And we can have a lot of anger and resentment. We can be in the place of the victim through this. But at the same token, this is this transition that I am not a victim anymore because I say so. Because I am going to build these boundaries and this self respect for myself. And through this, I am not an asshole. I am taking care of myself first. And then, when that is finished, will I extend my hand to help others so I don't feel what I'm feeling right now anymore because I put everyone else first before myself. I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you need any help with it, check out oceanprizes.com, and I will talk to you all later. See ya.